I've never been very good at remembering people's names. Or at least, I've never been as good at remembering names as I would like to be. But I'm getting better, and I trace much of the change to a specific event that happened in my life a couple years ago. Now, I know there are tips and tricks and books and courses that you can take to get better at remembering names. In fact, I've even tried a few. My friend and I in college went through a mail order course of cassette tapes called Mega Memory. But for me, the lesson I needed to learn was deeper and more introspective. There was something else getting in the way. This became clear a couple years ago when I was speaking at an event in Wisconsin. It was a cold winter evening outside, but inside it was warm and pleasant. And when I finished speaking, as people were leaving, a lovely couple came up to meet me. We exchanged names and pleasantries, and because the environment was quiet and informal, we continued to talk for the next 10 to 15 minutes on a wide range of topics. It was wonderful. But when they walked away, it dawned on me that I had entirely forgotten their names in the span of the 10 minutes. And by forgotten, I mean totally forgotten. Like, I don't think I even remembered the first letter of their names, much less the entire thing. I knew I would probably see them the next day, and I could certainly cover over the fact that I didn't remember their names until I had a chance to glance at their name tag, which I've done 1,000 times before. But on this particular evening, as I got into my car to drive off into the cold night, I felt a little bit of sadness. I was sad that I wasn't able to remember something as simple as the names of two people I very much enjoyed meeting. Slowly, I began to ask myself, why? Rather than trying to remember their names, I started asking why I was unable to recall them. I was sure they mentioned them. I mean, I could picture the moment where I held out my hand to shake theirs. I remembered them stating their names, but all I could remember from our interaction was me stating my name. They introduced themselves, but all I could remember was introducing myself. And suddenly, it struck me. I entered the conversation, as I do so often, with the desire to be known rather than to know. I was trying so hard to say something impressive or witty or intelligent that I entirely missed what they were saying on their side of the conversation. I wanted them to know my name more than I wanted to know theirs. I want to share my expertise rather than seeking to learn from theirs. I wanted opportunity to tell my story more than I wanted opportunity to hear theirs. I wanted to be known more than I wanted to know. I couldn't remember their names because I was too focused on them remembering mine. I've run through that conversation countless times since then. And these days, as much as possible, when I meet somebody new, I try hard to remember their name. I don't always get it right, but I have found that when I enter a conversation seeking to know the other person more than being known by that person, my chances of remembering their name increases significantly. And here's what's interesting. I've discovered that taking the time to truly know someone else is one of the quickest ways to become known by them.